Hi Scorpio, hope you guys are doing great today. This is going to be a general reading for career and love for October 10th, the week of October 10th. I'm going to be doing them separately, guys. I'm going to be time stamping. I'm going to start with a little bit of astrologies at pole crowning, but then I'm going right into love and then career. So if you don't want to hear anything about love or you don't care about the astrology part, you could just jump forward to the career section, okay? It'll be down in the description box. Okay, so for those of you hanging out, what do we have going on in the sky this week? So we have on October 12th, we have Jupiter sextiling Neptune. We like these two energies together. Neptune rules Pisces. Pisces is very much about being kind, being almost sacrificial to people, but doing it without hesitation, right? So, and having Jupiter in there, which is all about luck and expansion, and being that Jupiter does rule Sagittarius, there's going to be this idea of almost like, first of all, it's a longer term aspect, but making connections with others from different backgrounds may figure in, widening our minds through unusual and different experiences can be part of the picture for this time period. Very practical considerations could take a back seat right now in this energy, because that's what happens when Neptune shows up. But generosity and compassion, it's definitely going to increase an increase in faith is definitely going to be happening right now, which is so great, because don't we need that? We really need it. So very way easier to make some sort of like personal sacrifice for what you believe to be for the better good. So that could be within your community, in a global, within a relationship, within your friendships, your family connections, anything like that. That's what that means. And then we have on the 13th, we've been talking about it, we have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. Now for you guys, this is all about, first of all, Scorpio is the landlord of the 8th house, right? So it's all about kind of just going back within and figuring out what needs to be done, right? So you guys are going to be having this in your first house of self. So it's going to be really digging up your thoughts, your belief systems, is everything. You're going to be taking a hard look at how you take care of yourself. You're going to be mental, physical, emotional health as well. I'll talk more about that in a minute. So we have Ionia, everything in perfect balance is your crowning energy. Guys, I like this for you, especially because Ionia is considered Scorpio's sister. It's like your sister energy. This is the sister to the to the death card in tarot. And you guys are the death card, right? Scorpio's the 8th house. So being ruled by Pluto. But this is very it's a little different in that this is truly the embodiment of beautiful thinking. Beautiful thinking. It's, if you notice, she's got this crown of thorns. If you could see, I know this card is dark, but hopefully you can see. That crown of thorns is a very pivotal part of this energy, as it indicates that she understands through her journeys of pleasure and pain that she's ultimately free, and that everything's in perfect balance. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen, right? Emotionally balanced right now, rational in your thinking and in your high and lows. And I feel like, going back to the astrology, I feel like a lot of you guys, particularly Scorpio rising signs, right? Because our house placements that we refer to, whenever you hear anyone refer to house placements, be it online or be it on YouTube, whatever it is, it's always going according to the rising sign, not the sun sign. You will still feel the energy if you're a sun, moon, or Venus, but not, because the rising sign does drive the house placements. Many of you know that, but for those of you who don't, just so that you understand. So I feel like there is going to be a lot going on here for you, right? Because you have Mars retrograde right now in the 6th house, right? But you have Mercury retrograde in your first house of self happening here. So that means that there's an inconjunct going on between that first house and that 6th house. So there's going to be some reasoning out of how you view things, what you think is right or wrong, but all in a way, there's a lot of mental health going on here, physical health going on here, assessment of your physical 3D body, as well as what it is that you're feeling and thinking inside right now, Scorpio. I feel this very, very strongly with these energies the way they are in the sky, and that we got everything in perfect balance, because this does indicate a sign of a current or impending ending and an ensuing and inevitable sort of transformation or rebirth that you're going to be going through. So there's a lot of contemplation that's going on here. right, that's necessary for you to heal. You're being instructed on a very spiritual level about what to do. It's so important that you stay very open here. But this is actually a good thing, right? Everything in life, for good or bad, has a beginning, a middle, and an end. We know that, right? So this is about graciously allowing things to pass and sort of merge to allow this very necessary and beautiful transformation that you're going through right now, having to do with relationship. Now, this certainly doesn't mean that everyone's getting divorced, ending things, whatever, never getting back together. That's not what it means. It means on a very deep interpersonal level, you're doing a lot of work. The energy is there for you. Hopefully you're doing it. I hope you are, right? This should certainly be a time period in which you're actually doing a lot of very deep digging for yourself, right? You've had this stellium in the third house, which is all about learning new approaches to things and communicating in a healthy way. And we do have Venus and Virgo in your 11th house, and the 11th house is all about your goals and your wishes, right? And where it is you want to go in Venus, even though it's debilitated in Virgo, you know what? I think this is it's still very positive, because Virgo is a problem-solving energy. So there are going to be problems being solved having to do with your goals and your wishes, and whatever that means, be it for relationship, career, friend and family connection, whatever it is, whatever your goals and your wishes are, there's problem solving now to allow this next cycle of your life. So there's something that needs to be transformed, which doesn't mean an ending like you're never going to see it again. It means you're transforming within that. For some of you, it's going to be realizing that a relationship has not been working out, or realizing that it needs to be left in the past because there's no option for you to get back with that person. For others of you, you're going to be realizing, you know what, I've been single for long enough. I've been playing that game. I really want to just meet somebody and settle down once and for all, you know? And in this energy, you might be realizing that there may be times and ways where you may have been sabotaging yourself from having healthy connections, maybe simply by being with the wrong kind of people. Could be that. Or it could be, you know, where maybe your fears and your insecurities and any vulnerabilities that you might struggle with maybe got in the way. And this is, during this time, it's a great energy to be sort of getting in touch with all of that in a way to heal it so that it's not a problem for you anymore, you know? So we're going to do a past, present, near future, and a final outcome. And I'm going to pull 4 cards for each. So we have all that going on, but you know, I didn't mention the really good thing though. We do have on the 16th, we have a new moon in Libra. And this is at, oh, I like the devil in reverse better. I'm glad we got that. This new moon in Libra, it's got a 4-degree conjunction between the sun and the moon. So that means the light of the sun is going to be shining a lot of light on the moon, which is our emotion. So we're going to feel very emotional, but we're going to be doing a lot. We're going to be very focused on healing things, healing relationships, healing things in our life in general. But it doesn't mean that it's not going to be still a little tense, right? I mean, keeping it real, because this new moon does have a very, what I'm calling a tense configuration, since it is opposing this Mars retrograde that we have going on, which is squaring the stellium, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. So what this basically means is, first of all, it's forming the trine with the North Node. So we're all going to be feeling like we need to learn something from some sort of situation that has been blocked, some sort of situation where we've been experiencing a challenge. Okay, but now we have Venus, the ruler of this new moon, right? Because Venus rules Libra, is opposing Neptune. And this is going to be suggesting that we're going to end up embroiled in some sort of battle of overblown sort of expectations, or us thinking that things need to be a certain way. Or somebody else feeling like that, particularly like in relationship. So even though there's going to be this softening of the energy, there's going to be this really wanting to come together to bond, there is going to be this tension as we try to work through stuff, but that's okay. I mean, it's about trying to work through into the resolution. So let's see what we have here. We have the Justice energy working with the 6 of Swords, working with the 2 of Pentacles, working with the Page of Wands. Okay, listen, Justice, something's coming out. Some sort of truth is coming out. This is about cause and effect. This is trying to come up with some sort of win-win solution, but it really is based on the truth coming out and really thinking about, really, Scorpio, I mean, how do you feel in that relationship? Is everything equitable? Is everybody showing up the same way? Is the communication there? Is the intimacy there? Because that's really, these are the big questions. And a lot of times, unfortunately, when we ask these big questions and we don't allow our emotions to sort of run the show, which is hard for any water sign, we can recognize that there's a lot of toxicity that needs to be eliminated. Now, again, this is a minor arcana. It does not mean that it's like, done, but this does indicate a necessary transition happening. For some of you, you're going to be relocating. Some of you are going to be moving, quite literally. But the Six of Swords is this moving away from something that's simply not working. And then we have working with those. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. So the Two of Pentacles is about having two choices, It's this weighing many options. What should I do? Should I bother getting into a relationship? Should I leave? Should I stay? Should I go with that person? Should I go with that person? What should I do? How should I handle this situation within the relationship? And just feeling like there are options, but it's like there are too many. It's almost like a multitasking energy, but at the end of the day, there are two choices, right? Because it's two pentacles. Remember, guys, when we're doing the relationship read, pentacles does not only mean money, it means mental, physical, and emotional connection, right? So we have that working with the Page of Wands, which is about some sort of, this could be somebody that you met that you're very attracted to. Could be somebody younger, or it could just be somebody with a very young energy. But there's a lot of passion. Now, there can be a level of immaturity about this. Now, this was in the recent past. So you may be dealing with somebody who, either you or them, are sort of like handling something a little immaturely in the relationship, not wanting to deal with a particular situation. But yet there is this need to make a choice, right? There's this need to make a choice, but maybe not wanting to make it. So maybe that's coming on your end or their end, but that's the energy that I get here. So in the current situation, we have the Ten of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Star, and the Four of Pentacles. Well, okay. Ten of Swords does indicate the ending of something, right? It's the ending of a cycle. This is a complete and painful ending, hitting the rock bottom of something. This is a Mercury and Virgo energy. Guys, this is really the kind of thing where it's like, this doesn't make sense to continue as it is anymore. You get to the point where there is no other alternative or no other obvious choice, at least in the moment. And so at least for the moment, it needs to end. Right? It's that kind of thing where no one could create a solution. And this was a long time coming. One sword at a time, over time. A lot of times that has to do with gossip, family interference, kid interference, people who just don't belong in the arena of your relationship getting involved. Some of you, this Ten of Swords could be you just making the decision that you're going to allow yourself to open up and be in a relationship once and for all. You're going to say, I have to hang up my fears and concerns, and I have to get myself back out there. Well, we have this Five of Pentacles, which is a feeling of like a poverty mindset, right? It's worry. It's isolation. This is a very self-inflicted energy. Not that it's self-inflicted. I don't want to say that, because it's responsive to circumstances that are going on in your life, but it's where there is more support around you than you're recognizing right now, but you're feeling the need to sort of self-isolate. For some of you, having to do with the relationship, you could be experiencing some sort of financial loss where you had a little bit of a poverty mindset. Perhaps the relationship ended and you guys lived together and now you're left worse off, or maybe your partner is, one of you is left worse off financially. But it's definitely this idea of it's like an abandonment. It's almost like a bereavement kind of energy when we're dealing with the Five of Pentacles, it really is. And then we have this working with the Star energy and the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is about being very protective. So in the five, you're feeling this lack. You're feeling very disconnected. You're not feeling cared about. You're not feeling the connection. And then in the Four of Pentacles, you may be in a space right now, Scorpio, where you're in a mode of self-protection. You want to open yourself up. This is naturally what you guys like to do, because you are this intuitive water sign and you're so loving, but you're afraid. So you're in this space of holding your heart very close, right? Then we have the star energy, which is Aquarius. And the star energy is about healing and renewal and hope and inner clarity and having faith. Focusing on the future, right? The star is an Aquarius energy. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus rules the future. So some of you may even be meeting somebody online. If this, in fact, is the ending of a relationship, if you've experienced the ending of a relationship, the star energy can indicate, because Uranus rules technology, and even though you're in this space of being very self-protective, perhaps many of you are putting yourself out there. But let's see what we have here in the near future. We have the Seven of Wands, we have the Four of Wands, we have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, so I see you guys really trying to work through something here for sure. Those of you who are in a relationship, I feel like if you're in a relationship, you had a really struggle during a recent phase that you guys were in. You know, again, the Six of Swords is just leaving something that's toxic, continuing having to do with something that is going nowhere fast. It needed to be abandoned, right? Something within the relationship needed to be let go of. And I see there being struggle, but then I see there this attempt at healing, even though you're in the space of self-protection. And, you know, it kind of continues here as well with the Seven of Wands energy, because this is the card of self-defense, you know? Seven of Wands. It really is, but it's about drawing a line in the sand, right? Because it's Mars and Leo, and it's saying, listen, this is what I want, need, and desire. I don't feel like I should have to defend myself here. You know, or you might be inciting this in a partner. Remember, the energy could always be vice versa. Or maybe you both are. Maybe you're both saying, listen, you know, at the end of the day, this is what I need, this is what you need, right? But it being the result of some sort of conflict. I'm not talking about a big argument, but it's like, look, you need to understand this is very much what I need, right? And that was working with the Four of Wands. This is what I need in order to feel a strong foundation. Because the Four of Wands, that's exactly what that is. The Four of Wands is about a strong foundation. It's Venus in Aries. Aries is about moving forward with a new path, a new perspective, feeling good about how it is that you're moving forward with this person. It's also the honeymoon card. It's the, you know, let's move in, let's level up the relationship. It's a great energy. But I see there being some sort of self-defense as far as what somebody needs in order to feel that way. So a conversation is going to be happening here, right? And now we have the Eight of Swords. Very interesting working with the Ten of Pentacles, because the Ten of Pentacles is a deepening of commitment when we're talking about relationship. Deepening of commitment, deepening of communication. It is one of the I want to marry you card. One of the you know, the marriage cards. This is also, though, I'm feeling like some of you may be looking to purchase a home or a business or something that's going to end up affecting the relationship with the help of a family member. Because that is, the Ten of Pentacles does include, if you notice in most tarot cards, it includes like a lot of family members, kids, grandparents, this, that, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles is very much sort of like a legacy, retirement, inheritance kind of energy. So there are other people involved. It means a lot of things, but it does mean a deepening of commitment, deepening of connection, and all of that. But yet, Scorpio, why do we have the Eight of Swords? What's up? Because this is self-imposed. This is like self-imposed restriction, isolation, feeling imprisoned in something. So there might be some sort of situation that you feel like, you know, I always say, like, you feel like your shoes are on the wrong feet. Something that fit you at one point doesn't feel like it's fitting you anymore. Something's changed. And you're going to be realizing this in the near future. So if you guys had some sort of falling out and then you're reconnecting and you're trying to heal this, there's something about it that's different. It's, even if it's moving forward, there's something about it that's different. We have the Unknown card. We have the Empress reverse. All right. Listen, this could indicate being very dependent on somebody else. I don't know, maybe like the purchase of the home, if the family member had to help you out, that's stressing you out, or the buying of the business, or maybe, Scorpio, you're in a space where maybe your partner's making more money than you, or, you know, some kind, or they're more dependent on you. But it's this idea of it being a challenge, like a dependence on others. For some of you, this can indicate fertility issues. This could also indicate limited resources, right? Because remember, the Empress is the mother of the tarot. It's all about producing. It's a Venus energy. Venus is one of the money planets. It's also the planet of increasing our value, right? So that, you know, and then the unknown, what this tells me, like just from an energetic perspective, oh, Pisces, you have no idea how you think about something. You are confused. It's like you could think like 3/4 of a way through something that could be happening in the future, but you have no idea about that last quarter. And it's because you're not supposed to know. That's how the unknown card works. Let's see what else we get. Because that's working with the Devil reverse, which we like that reverse, and the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords, listen, this is about retreating and resting and renewing yourself, going into solitude for a little bit, really focusing on recovering. And I know that sounds very sort of like lonely and all this. No. This is very voluntary. And this is very specific, right? Because the Four of Swords is a Jupiter in Libra energy. Jupiter expands whatever it's in. And Libra is the 7th house of relationship ruled by Venus. So you're really trying to figure out, how can you make this relationship successful? How can it work? It got to a point where it just couldn't work anymore. Then you guys got back together. Who's missing who? This, that. But then it reached this point where, how is it really going to work? I mean, maybe the money's not there, or maybe somebody's feelings changed within the dynamic. But what I like, the devil is much better in the reverse, right? Because it's about the shackles being taken off of something. So this is about recovery. This could be, you know, leaving some sort of abusive situation. This is about having... And this could be, if you guys are still in partnership, leaving any sort of toxic nonsense in the past. Really cleaning up the way you guys address each other, cleaning up the way you guys communicate and all of that. And just having a lot, like, the Devil reverse is like kind of like sexy times, having a good time, being very intimate, just really enjoying each other. If you're not in a relationship right now, this could absolutely be a situation where the Devil reverse is like, you left a toxic relationship, you gave it your best, and now you're opening yourself up to just having a really good time, not getting too entrenched in anything new, really figuring out what it is that you even want, need, and desire. Some of you might just be trying to get your act together as far as like money. Maybe something ended, or some situation happened, or you lost your job, or something like real, and you're just saying, okay, it's time for me to put my ducks in a row. And just really working from there. So I can see, you know, those are very direct messages, but it depends on the situation, obviously, because this is a general reading. But for those of you who are single, I feel like you're going to meet someone and they're going to offer you something, and you want it so badly, but then when you get up to that point where you have to make that deep commitment or go to that next space, I'm not going to say you chicken out, but you're going to feel like something's not right about it. And maybe you're just not ready. Because the Four of Swords, you might not be ready yet. You might still be working through something from your past, you know. Let's pull some oracles to find out some psychology that's going on here. So we have meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, introspection. So there can be some realization that this relationship does, where you're sort of both nursing the same kind of wounds within yourselves. You both have similar fears. We have paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Abundance, Keeping a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. I'm laughing because I feel like I know exactly what these mean, but I feel like they're a little vague. Because this does tell me that you guys are going to meet up. You're going to have the conversation about, I have this tendency, you have this tendency. You know, we hurt each other. We shouldn't do that. You know, getting all caught up in your feels and things are going to be better and yada, yada. But I feel like the pragmatics of how it's actually going to roll out are missing. Does that make sense? I feel like you're going to get caught up in your emotions here. And we could really use a King of Swords energy right now. It does seem like. Okay. I know I lack balance, but it's not so easy to look at. Okay. All right. I'm not the person you remember. I don't know if I could ever be exactly who you expect me to be. So that could be you to them or them to you. Let's pull one more. I never told you the full truth about my childhood. It wasn't good, and I'm still trying to figure it out. I feel like Pisces got that too. So if you have Pisces energy in you, I don't know. Let me pull a final heart oracle, and then we will go on to career. Soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and they will manifest physically. So, I mean, this could just be maybe you guys are on a break. You're not feeling that connection right now. But it's it's meant to be. You guys are meant to be in each other's life. Sometimes those lessons are not fun though, right? I think we could all agree. Sometimes they're not fun. Those silly necessary lessons that we're supposed to learn from our soulmate. All right, so let's pull these. What am I feeling? What deck am I feeling for career? Let's see what we have. You know what? Yeah, I feel like I want to use the Tarot de la Nuit. Hopefully you guys are going to be able to see it. I'm going to randomly pull a card. Maybe we could use it as an additional message. I just want to see on the... Okay, I don't know. These seem to just... These reflect so much. Oh, the Empress. Woo, we'll take that. Yes. We'll take that, Scorpio, right? All right. So we'll use those. Let's pull a Black Moon card for your crowning energy. See what the sky has to say about your career, right? We have this beautiful energy that's allowing you to better formulate your goals. So this is good. Oh, Yod, hello, Destiny. Yes, Yod is the hands of God. Hello, people. This is wonderful. This is great. So whatever is happening right now in your life, I feel like in general is very destiny driven, having to do with money, career. But because it's the finger of God, I feel like we have to just sort of say that as a global commentary having to do with everything in your life. Whatever you're going through right now, very, very destiny driven. Very karmic time we're in. We all know that, right? We all know that. Okay, messages here. You're just doing so much healing because remember the 6th house has to do with your physical health, but your mental and emotional health as well. And you have Mars retrograde in there and you have Chiron retrograde in there. And that's all about healing and looking at stuff so that we could just like clean out the basement. Do you know what I mean? Really nice. Okay. Messages for Scorpio, brothers and sisters for work, career, money, 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups. Walking away from something. Woo! Hello. Working with the 10 of Wands. Okay. Tower. Cups. All right. So we have the Eight of Cups working with the Ten of Pentacles, working with the Ten of Wands, working with Judgment. Are you kidding? I mean, these are some crazy energies here. Walking away. Eight of Cups is about walking away, withdrawing from something, retreating from something, having to do with work, having to do with how you make money, the abandonment of something. But it's knowing that it's like with sadness but no regret, because you're realizing here, it's Saturn in Pisces. So you're realizing that whatever it is, it's never going to bring you wish fulfillment. It's never going to bring you what you really need. Maybe you were doing it for now just to make some money, but ultimately you're not going to end up getting, bringing yourself to the place where you really want to go, having to do with money, having to do with career. So you're very focused on this. Ten of Pentacles energy is you're very focused about leaving a legacy, retirement. Some of you are dealing with some sort of inheritance, any sort of energy like that, right? That's very kind of 10th house energy. Your reputation in the world, feeling very in a space where you really you're recognizing that maybe the communication wasn't so great in the workplace, but whatever it was, you're very, very focused on bringing security to this area of your life. You just don't want to joke around anymore. Like, you left something and now you're very focused on getting into something else. So we have the Ten of Wands working with the Judgment energy. So the Ten of Wands is just feeling really stressed out and exhausted. This is the card of the multitasker. And also, it's like a catch-21, as they say, card, right? Where it's like, you may be in a career, in a job, in some sort of position that is not good for you. That you're working your tail off, you're trying to balance everything with home, relationships, all that stuff. But it's like you don't have enough time to do the job search because that's so time consuming. So a lot of times it's that kind of energy. Very multitasking, feeling like, I just can't do this anymore. But the Ten of Wands does indicate ending the cycle because it's too burdensome. But then we have the Judgment energy, which is about clarity, a final decision, an absolute wake-up call. And wake-up calls very often come with Ten of Wands energies, right? But it's more than just a simple wake-up call, Scorpio. This is a wake-up call to your life purpose. This is a Judgment energy. This is a major arcana. This is really figuring out, this is what I should be doing. Or at least feeling called forward in a different way. And I guarantee it has something to do with you being creative, because we have the Strength card here, which is Leo, and Leo is the landlord of the 5th house, which is, creative and being able to make money doing something that's very creative. But we have the 7 of Cups. So there is this idea, very interesting, Scorpio, you may be having a hard time committing to one job, committing to one path, because you don't have all the information. This is the kind of energy where there are 7 cups in front of you. You know what's in 5. You don't know what's in 2. And not knowing what's in the 2 puts you in a headspace of you feeling scared to pull the trigger to fully commit yourself to something. Okay? And that could create some confusion, for sure. So we have that working with the Strength card. So the Strength card is about, being courageous, being very mindful of self-love. Really wanting to be in the middle of things, really wanting to put yourself out there, right? The Strength card is a fire sign. It's about look at me. It's about being in front of people, but also embracing creativity and just being really brave while you do it. I mean, that's kind of like what you're about right now. We have that working with the Lovers and the Devil. So let's just talk about the Devil energy first of all. So when it comes to career, this could have to do with some sort of greed. Either this doesn't mean you, Scorpio. You might be dealing with an unhealthy Devil energy, or you might be struggling through something on your own end where there's some sort of greed, some sort of envy going on here, materialism, some sort of obsession regarding something having to do with work, having to do with material goods that require money. So it's like somebody's focus is not on the right thing right now, right? That's the Devil energy. And it's becoming a problem for you in your area of career and in your area of being able to hold on to money. So maybe some of you are spending way too much money, maybe doing a lot of shopping therapy. Don't beat yourself up. We all go through that sometimes. Maybe there's just this level of imbalance in your life that you really can't control, that's draining your money, something like that. But there is this Devil energy that needs to be addressed. Now we have this working with the Lovers. So the Lovers is about, this could be, because this is Gemini, and Gemini is all about the twins. This could be you coming to terms with something within yourself, that while something may not be perfect, it's what you're doing right now as you transition. Knowing it's not perfect, but giving it your best anyway, and having the blessings of Archangel Raphael and the luminary of the sun to bless you right now. For others of you, this could be making the decision to take on a business partner, to engage yourself with other energies as a way of growing. Okay, so that could definitely be the Lover's energy. Also, because it's a Gemini card, Gemini is a third house, has to do with communication, and also third house rules the communication that we have online, like via the internet. So some of you guys might be making the decision to start a blog, start a vlog, start a YouTube channel, do some sort of, anything online. Well, I guess you can make money anyway online right now, right these days. I think the world is open to you, but it could certainly mean that. But that's what I see here happening is the devil energy needs addressing though. Figure out where is the devil energy happening, having to do with your work. Is it somebody that you're working with? Is it maybe you might be struggling with some kind of imbalance? Or is it something else in your life that is pulling you away from being able to function in like optimal way right now? We could call COVID the devil if we want. Because hello, it is. It created just a little bit of imbalance in everybody's life, did it not? Yeah, I mean, I'm being very, I sound like I'm being facetious, but I'm being honest here. If the imbalance is coming from the fact that the economy is not open and we're doing a career read, that would make sense. That would make sense. Where even if your career has been offered to you, it's different. Maybe you're doing it differently. You're not happy. Maybe you're just really not vibing it. Right? You're not vibing, but you need to make a decision. You got to figure out what it is that you want to do, because the Lover's energy always means the need to make a decision. Now, going into the near future, we have the Five of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Fool. So I like it ending with the Fool, so it's really good. We have the Five of Swords first. So Five of Swords is about a very necessary sort of, it's this blow up that's going to be happening. Now, that's going to mean something different for everybody, but Swords of Truth, it's some sort of communication, okay? And it can be you dealing with some sort of bullying mentality. Guys, this could also have to do with theft, keeping it real, because this is a career and money. I am going to throw that in. Are you realizing that maybe a business partner has been siphoning money, or somebody in your life has been siphoning money away from you? That could certainly be it. But there ends up being this argument that ends up ensuing. This is the thing with the Five of Swords. It's a conflict that no one wins. No matter how loud you yell, no matter how loud they yell, no one's winning. So the most that you can do is control how you respond. And really the advice here is, with grace, leave it alone for a bit. And don't even engage. It's just like walk away from the energy. Don't even engage in it. It's not worth it. We have the Five of Cups energy. You're going to be feeling this feeling of loss, of regret. Some of you are going to be feeling regret. Some of you are going to just be feeling general grief, feeling abandoned maybe. So this could be a situation where there was maybe a firing or a quitting. Maybe you even had to quit, right? But there is this idea of loss and regret, and I feel like it's reflective of this argument that's going to end up happening here. Okay, but then we have this Three of Wands. So I like this because the Three of Wands is you finding a different way. This is about teamwork. This is about expansion. Mars and Capricorn, putting a lot of energy and effort into work. That's what Mars and Capricorn is. And it's in a way to expand. This is a commerce energy. This is about expansion and teamwork. So if something didn't work out, I feel like there's going to be this new offer. And the Three of Wands is such a beautiful energy because it's about somebody acknowledging what you bring to the table, your talents, gifts, and abilities, and inviting you to go on the path with them and not even looking back. And isn't that just the Fool energy as well? fresh hope, taking chances, a new path, some sort of new beginning. This is Uranus. So going back, remember what I said about the Gemini energy? This is another, hey, it might be something online, because Uranus, which is the full energy, does rule technology. It also rules humanitarian efforts. So some of you may be getting very involved in some sort of new humanitarian efforts having to do with your work. But regardless, it's a great energy that's going to bring you into the future. Three of Wands with the Fool. I like those two together. So we have as the final outcome for your career right now, we have Knight of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and the Page of Cups. So let's just talk about the Six of Cups for a second, because this is about like living in the past, guys. This is about unreasonable expectations about something from the past being returned. So this could absolutely be like lamenting over a job that you did once upon a time, or the way things were, or thinking back to the high hopes that you had, once upon a time for your career. If you feel yourself dipping into that headspace, please try to pull yourself out of it. There's nothing to be gained there. Nothing. This isn't the kind of thing that you can return to anyway. So I don't mean to be like unsympathetic, but what's the point? You're only going to manifest like some sort of negative wall within you when it comes to your career. Because I like the rest of these are good. I like these, right? We have this Page of Cups is beautiful. This is about a new opportunity that's going to end up really speaking to your heart space. So some of you, going back to that idea of humanitarian work, if some of you guys are into doing that kind of work, definitely indicates like a new opening in that area. But anything that's speaking to your heart space, but this is a new cycle. We have a second page energy here. Pentacles, new job, new money news coming in, raise, being patient while you go through it. So there's newness here. And then we have the Knight of Wands, which is great because this is all about being very motivated, very excited, very capable and able of moving forward. So this could be, because it's a Knight card, it's a Court card. Court card could be you, someone else with a general energetic influence. So you could just be in a space of feeling like all of a sudden just really motivated, right? Or you could be meeting somebody who's really excited and motivated to pull you forward. But try not to let that Six of Cups reverse energy get in your way from anything, okay? Being able to manifest, because again, we have the finger of God here. The Yod, destiny is happening here. Sixth house has to do with your day-to-day work environment. We have Leo. Fifth house, getting in touch with your creativity, putting yourself out there, some sort of creative project, and it going really well. We have Venus. I mean, I like this, right? I like this for you guys a lot. Because, Venus and Virgo, 11th house of goals and wishes. I mean, this is just really nice. I feel like you guys are going to be doing some really good formulating within your career right now. It really does seem like that. So let's just see what the Astro card brings. 12th house, surrender. Subconscious mind. Yes. Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is very healthy for you guys, right? Because this is really you getting in touch with the subconscious mindset. But also, 12th house is the most karmic house. And to get that with the Yod energy, there's karma that's coming around. And I feel like it's going to be really, really good for you. It's a lot of healing here. The 12th house is a very spiritual energy. It's very healing. It's giving over to the idea that something was and it can't be any longer. So for those of you who are maybe in a space of retirement or in a space of not being able to go back to a job that you really loved, if you just accept surrender, because there's something so amazing right there for you. So you just have to stay open to it. That's what I have for you, my friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.